What's up, Capstone family? This is Ed Drummond coming at you on this 17th of September 2021. Hey, I just want to reach out to you here before the weekend, let you know a little bit about what's happened here at Capstone here in the last week. Lots of stuff happening and lots of conversations that I feel tie into the future of real estate investing here in Phoenix and nationwide. As you're aware, there's a huge housing shortage nationwide right now. I think I heard a stat that there's 6 million homes that are short right now across the country. Lots of things happening from financing and changing up a little bit, ideas of how the government is going to assist in helping people buy homes in the future, maybe instituting certain restrictions or regulations on Fannie and Freddie that will help people get into homes, like first-time home buyers, because they're just not able to right now. So lots of things on that end. Hey, but one of the things I wanted to bring up, I had a great conversation with one of our clients this week named Jesse. Jesse, thanks for the heads up, dude. Totally appreciate you. But he brought some really, really good information. He's in California, and coming out of California, they instituted rent control here in the last year as of January 1st, 2020. Through, Article 1482, something that you guys in California are familiar with, or something I became more familiar with this year. But what prompted, and the conversation that it prompted, it talks about, the way I think through this is, it's our duty right now to increase our rents when we can. And out of California, when this thing was instituted, it is limiting rents to increase by only 5 to 10% with certain covenants. So 5% essentially a year. And what that does to you, if you're looking to sell your property, and you've got a tenant in there, which also it restricts people from, just moving people out of property as tenants without just cause, which is very interesting. I had a chance to read through some of it. I got some of the bullet points from another site. But ultimately, the way I read this is, and the way I look at it, is if we've got assets here in Arizona, and if rent control was instituted, similar to what's happened in California, and hey, honestly, a lot of things that happen in California end up happening here in Arizona, for better or for worse. It just is what it is, right? It's a template out there. If it works, we tend to see those things happen here. So we've got to pay attention to what's happening there and realize that, hey, if you're planning on selling your portfolio or getting out of it, if you're going to sell properties with tenants in it, you want your rents to be as high as humanly possible so that next investor can see and use the economic model for purchasing your property, knowing, hey, what are the rents going to be? There's a property that we're closing on Monday. Arguably, the rents in that neighborhood were, $1,200 to $1,250 just a couple years ago, and now the rents in that neighborhood are close to $1,900. So can you imagine if you're the investor with that property, you have a property that's sitting at $1,250, and all of a sudden, the rents here in Arizona get more realistic with what's happening in the market. Like Arizona's just growing up, right? If you ask 20 agents, if you ask 20 people in the business, it just seems like we're here to stay, right? This is the pricing that we're going to be seeing forever moving forward because we just had to catch up. So you ask those people, hey, what's happening with this market? You have $1,250 in rents. Now we're going to $1,900 overnight. That really changes the amount that an investor is willing to pay on your property here in the future, right? So if that's restricted to 10% a year on the high end, that's really going to affect your bottom line when it comes to exiting this market and getting as much money as you can out of your investment properties, if that is a part of your plan. So keep that in mind. I think that's definitely something that I thought was interesting. As we're starting to see rent. We've been seeing rents go crazy for a while, but they're not slowing down. And realistically, there's still people to rent these places, and we're still renting places out faster than we've ever. In addition, there are still rental assistance programs, and we're still seeing tenants get rental assistance from the state right now, which is pretty amazing. So whatever people are saying about it not being a great place to invest, or people worried about COVID or this and that, it's like, no, just let us know if you have those questions, as we're seeing a different story unfold here behind the scenes. And realistically, like, most of our tenants are absolutely able to pay their rents. Most of our tenants are, in a position where they're able to. Yes, there's, a few here or there that are struggling, that, realistically are able to get, resources from the state, which is great. So, to that point, it's like, hey, this is a good time to be investing in residential real estate in Arizona still. We're not seeing as much on the COVID front as we were. Fingers crossed. Let's hope that holds true through the end of the year. But see what happens. I mean, there's only so much we can do, right? But hey, I appreciate you watching. I'm definitely interested in learning more about that article out of California, the 1482. Want to find out more about that, how it may pertain to what's happening here in Arizona. Again, we are kind of growing up. This is the market that now we are a part of. And at the end of the day, like, sales are still as hot as ever. When you've got institutional buyers, when you've got these big hedge funds coming in and paying arguably 10 to 15% more than fair market value for these houses because the rents support it, like, that things aren't slowing down. These guys know what they're doing, or at least you'd hope they would. And, with the long-term plays that they have, it still makes it a good buy here in Arizona. So congrats for owning real estate out here. Look forward to connecting with you again on the flip side. Take care.